Small Biz Magazine. I'm here with our flame artist for this month, Mr. Curtis Nichouls.
Hello, how are you?
We're so excited about what we're going to get to, the information we're going to get to learn from you today. And we already did a written interview, so we're just going to kind of talk about maybe some of the things in the middle that we didn't get to talk about before. Excuse us, we're eating lunch, so.
Oh yeah. Nice
This is what we do.
Food.
Yeah, and tell us the name of this place again?
Taste the Caribbean.
Taste of Caribbean.
On
My
Capitol
first time, so I'm excited. Jerk chicken.
Oh, you got jerk pork.
Oh, jerk pork, same.
Jerk chicken, yeah.
It all works as opposite.
Exactly.
So, just tell us a little bit, just kind of in your own words, who is Curtis, what do you do, where are you from a little bit?
Well, I like to consider myself as a artist. You know, people say, you know, what are you, a filmmaker or are you a painter? I do a lot of various different things. And I've noticed that a lot of times when, you know, people learn more about you and they know that you do this and they know that you do that, one of the first things that they like to say is, oh, you're a jack of all trades. Well, that in my history has been something that comes with a negative connotation, meaning that you're a jack of all trades, master of none.
Right.
But I like to think that I'm pretty good at many of them. I won't say I've mastered, because as an artist, I don't think you ever master something. You get better and better the more you do it. And so that's like the generic term artist. I love beautiful things.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm an artist as well.
Okay.
So, I appreciate the art. One of the reasons that I wanted to sit outside, because it's so beautiful.
That it is.
And I don't care how well you paint or how well you draw, you cannot duplicate the original creation. You know, you just can't do it. So I want to ask a bunch of the questions about, you know, we do know about your book,
Sure.
God's Prayer. I didn't get the real copy with the pretty background. I'm gonna have to go back
That's
and
an
get
original.
Well, I got the
first
original,
print.
first print, and it is signed to me. It says thank you, Andrea, from Curtis. He loves us and our family, so we're excited about that. But just a brief synopsis. You did talk about it a little bit
Sure.
in the written portion, so just a brief synopsis of the book, which actually has now been turned into a film.
Well, actually, in 2007, I wrote a screenplay called God's Prayer. And I was coming out of the Art Institute for a film. And I wanted to write something that had to do with serial killers because I love the horror genre, but I didn't want to jump directly into horror unless I could really do it right.
Right.
So I decided I wanted to do something suspenseful, something with police officers, and things of that nature. So I went to the Philadelphia Department of FBI, and a special agent, Jerria Williams, who now works for SEPTA. She's no longer with FBI, but she was the spokesperson for the FBI. She connected me with a few FBI agents, and we began studying. They began teaching me about serial killers and areas of serial killers. So I thought it would be a good idea if I had this detective that was tracking a serial killer, and a serial killer is looking for sexual predators, right? That's his victim. He seeks out these rapists and pedophiles, repeat offenders, and try to find a way to get their souls to go to heaven. He believes that they can't be fixed, so to speak, right? So what he does is he gets them to repent, and then once they repent, he kills them so their soul can go to heaven, and they can't fall back into sin.
Oh my, that's amazing.
Then he goes to his priest, and he confessed to his priest, and his priest can't tell.
Right.
So he absorbs himself of his sins by confessing it to God, and then repeats the process.
Wow.
So you have the conflict of the priest who can't say anything because it's supposed to be between him and God, and so he can't tell anybody.
And once the sin has been dissolved, then what do you you know.
You can't do anything.
Now you're forgiven.
Exactly, you're forgiven. And
Wow.
so you also have the conflict with the detective because the detective's wife was raped and murdered 3 years prior to these cases. And they don't figure that out until there's several victims in. So what do? Here you have a detective who's like, well, this guy's doing something I probably wish I could do myself.
Right.
But at the same time, I have to do my job. And then you have the priest who has his conflict, and you have the killer who has his conflict. And the way we got the title God's Prayer, you have the Lord's Prayer, right?
Yes.
And pretty much when humans are praying for something, we're asking for something. We're asking God for something.
Mm-hmm.
But anyone that has read the Bible know that sometimes God uses man to get his agenda across,
Mm-hmm.
such as David and others. So what happens when God wants something done? And that's the way the killer looks at it. He looks like God. He looks at it as though God wants him to do this.
Mm-hmm.
So as an audience member, you have several different conflicts you're trying to work out. You're trying to look at it as though, is this guy a fundamentalist? Is he doing something right? Is he doing something wrong? He's an anti-hero.
Right.
You know, and so, but then you have to also ask yourself, what would you do if your child was tampered with? Would you want to kill the person who tampered with your child? See, so I want people to think and be able to talk about it, basically.
That's interesting.
So now let's talk about some of your appearances, your movie appearances.
Okay. I moved to New York in 2000, and I started teaching at Washington Irving High School. I was an art teacher. And one day I got a message about they were looking for extras for a movie, All That Glitters. At the time, it was All That Glitters. It wasn't Glitter.
Yeah.
Mariah Carey's movie.
Okay.
So I went down and auditioned, and I got the role, extra role as a breakdancer.
Can you
And-
dance?
Not really, but for a movie I did.
Okay.
And so I went to the screening and everything. I met Mariah Carey, and she was just a great person. She came right in, she hugged me and hugged a bunch of other people. She was like grateful
Yeah.
of the opportunity she was getting. And I got that bug. I was like, I like this. This is good. So, you know, so I started looking into other acting opportunities, and there was casting for real police officers for a show called Third Watch at the time. I wasn't a cop, but one of my coworkers was. So I asked to use his police uniform. Even though he was smaller than me, I asked to use his police uniform, so I showed up with a suit on and his cop uniform. I said, hey, you know, I'm here for the audition. They said, well, we like that look, right? They like the detective look,
yeah.
right, with the suit.
Okay.
So they cast me, and I went and I bought a police uniform, right? I wasn't union at the time, and there were times I was just a background cop, but there were times when I wasn't casted. I would call the casting agency and find out where they're going to be shooting at. I'm on the phone listening to the messages to find out what street they're going to be on at what time and things of that nature. So I had a police uniform, a fireman's uniform, lab coat, all that stuff in my suitcase, and I would just show up.
Just show up. Okay.
And every time I showed up, they would hand me my stuff to fill out, and I'd work, right? Eventually, everybody knew who I was, and so they bumped me up to an under 5 liner. So I had some lines, and then get to slam people on the car and drive the cars. And so I think you recently saw when I appeared in Law and Order SVU. That was the actual day that I was able to join SAG. I got my SAG waiver that day.
Okay.
So I'm in quite a few things. Brown Sugar.
Yeah, I saw you on Brown Sugar out there in the audience. I was so excited. I was like, there's Curtis.
Yeah, it's crazy. But I loved it so much.
Yeah.
I did Law and Order: Criminal Intent, Changing Lanes with Samuel Jackson,
I
Ben
love that
Affleck.
What were you in that?
I was a lawyer.
Were you?
Yeah, background lawyer.
I'm gonna have to
SAG
go
lawyer.
back and look all these movies back up and
Right.
look for you. You said SVU. That's the one
SVU
with,
and Criminal Intent.
Criminal Intent is the
Yeah.
one that I like. That
Yeah.
was with D'Onofrio.
Yes,
I love
yes, yes. When they first started shooting that, the first season, that's when I was a club goer, and I witnessed the stabbing, so I had to show up at the courthouse as a witness as well. So it's 2 episodes. Did a few small independent films. A few in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Produced quite a few things. And so this is going to be my directorial debut. I did some music videos. I worked with Eminem, Busta Rhymes, quite a few people. A guy named Bloodsport, a lot of independent artists. Got some stuff on MTV, VH1, things of that nature. Yeah, so just making it happen.
So how old were you when you just started this? Like what?
I think it was 24 at the time. Yeah.
Because you look like 27 now.
Thank you. A lot of people say
So
that.
you did all of this in 3 years, huh?
Yeah, right. I'm actually 41 now.
Are you?
Turned 41 this past January.
So we're not, because I'll be 41 this year. So we're
Okay.
actually really
A couple
just
months
about the
apart.
same
Yeah,
age.
yeah. The thing that I like about film, I'm a painter, I sculpt. These are all things that I can do alone. But what I love about film is you have a bunch of artists. I love and hate.
Well, what's next?
You have a bunch of artists that come together to create one piece of art. It's very difficult, but the end result is beautiful.
Absolutely. Most of the most beautiful pieces start off in chaos.
Yes.
You never really see the full picture until the ending of it.
A lot of chaos in film.
Well, I've just enjoyed everything that you've shared with us. I guess we won't talk too much longer so we can get our food eaten up. But one last thing, is there anything else that you want people to just know about you? Maybe how they can reach you as well, or when they'll be able to be able to watch your movie, or
Well, that
anything
part I
else?
don't actually know. We're either going to release in the fall or it's going to be winter of next year. But if anyone is interested in acting or producing or doing anything involved with film, I'm highly interested in just being creative and doing what I do. So if I can get people to reach me either Facebook, Instagram at Curtis Nichouls or curtis.nichouls@gmail.com.
and spell Nichouls for us.
Nichouls is different. It's
Yeah.
spelled Nichouls. Nichouls@gmail.com. Those are the best ways to reach me.
So when people are interested, do they need to already have experience?
Oh,
or-
no. In this last film, I stuck practically everybody in there. I got the new sheriff in the movie. I have detectives. I use real detectives, real police officers. If you're a drug dealer in the movie, you were probably a real drug dealer. If that's what you do, that's what you're going to be in the film. I want authentic. So I think like my first year in film school, the professor was asking us why we wanted to be a director. But his thing was, if you can teach someone to lie convincingly, then you're a director.
Wow.
And the way I look at it is, I get to know you as a person, and then that way I know how to draw from your experiences to get the performance out of you. So you don't have to have experience.
I might have to put my name on that
hope
list
for me yet.
next time.
Yeah.
Well, Curtis, thank you so much for just taking this time. Thank you for this delicious lunch that I'm going to finish eating. I'm going to take a picture of my empty plate so I wasn't playing. I like to eat.
Exactly.
And so just keep an eye on Small Biz Magazine. Keep an eye on Curtis Nichouls, and we will keep you up to date on what he's got coming up next. Thank you. Y'all have a great day.
Thank you.
All right.